MicroStrategy has lagged behind Bitcoin. Is this stock dilution? What impact of our model shares per Bitcoin? Plus, how do you see analysts, the market reacting to MicroStrategy once Bitcoin gets to a positive price on MicroStrategy balance sheet? And could that lead to it becoming a darling favorite stock amongst those who don't quite get Bitcoin but who appreciate pure numbers? Great question. So there's a number of elements to this, and we're going to dig into MicroStrategy dilution over time and where they are, and then that critical, what I call the tipping point of MicroStrategy stocks. So the first one, I did analyze all of the historic dilution or stock buybacks over time for MicroStrategy going back 20 years. And I actually had it because I keep a close eye on all stock dilution, all token dilution. It's what I do, what I've always done. So if you look at the MicroStrategy here, in 2022, they increased the number of shares outstanding by 5.89%. Think of that as inflation, okay? It eats your purchasing power. And it's not too bad. 2021, it was 13.51. It was a lot high. But what's really interesting, if you go back in time, you go back to the year 2002, they had 11.95 million shares. Now they got 11.3. And you can see the stock buybacks versus stock issuance. And MicroStrategy have been very, very good with this compared to other stocks. Even if you look at Tesla, their dilution is 3 to 6% per year of dilution over time. Second thing, cross-checking the numbers of exact numbers outstanding today. In purple there, I calculated about 11,548,751 shares. So with that, if you calculate that from the year-end amount of shares outstanding to today, that is exactly 2% inflation. Again, not too bad because they did say they were going to issue more shares to pay off debt. And that was the Silvergate debt, which I agree with. Next, remember, second time today, share dilution, very important. So keep an eye on it. And this is not that bad considering what they do with the money. It's not like they're giving it to the executive team or whatever. This is the tipping point. Very important. MicroStrategy, I do believe, once Bitcoin price goes above 30,137, the calculus, and that's the average price of every Bitcoin purchased, I do believe the calculus will change as to how Wall Street views MicroStrategy, especially if it goes bombastic. And there'll be times, that's why we built the Orb cloud, there'll be times when MicroStrategy is overvalued and undervalued. And remember as well, one of the things that's pretty cool about MicroStrategy is if they were a spot ETF, you'd be paying a 1 to 2% fee and it wouldn't be leveraged. MicroStrategy is leveraged. They borrow money to buy Bitcoin. So it's a leverage bet on the future of Bitcoin. And also it's a software company that generates cash flow. They convert cash flows into Bitcoin. And also it's a de facto, I believe, spot Bitcoin ETF, but with one big difference is they have tax deferred yields on the returns. So I think it'll be exciting. So in answer to your question, yes, we need to wait and see. But remember, they do have debt. They got a big bag of Bitcoin. The business has some intrinsic value, and all of that combined will make for an interesting time. That is why I hold MicroStrategy and I trade it and I swap it between Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, depending on the day.